Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. Today I want to talk to you about trousers, more specifically, these ones! So at the beginning of the year I made this video in which I shared my thrift wish list for the year of 2025, and in that I said that I wanted to find linen trousers in blue, in green, teal, those kinds of colours. I didn't want to find beige ones or white ones, is something I said. And I also said that I wanted to find comfortable trousers. And if that meant that those would be the same thing, the linen trousers and the comfortable ones, I mean, I wouldn't get something, hopefully, that was uncomfortable, but if they would fill that same thing in my wardrobe, or if I'd get other trousers that were simply comfortable, I was a bit unsure about. But then I had a good year. I had a very good trouser year. I'm gonna hold this up again. This is not a great stack. I can see the green ones are flopping a bit at the bottom there, but these are 5 pairs of pants that I got this year and I'm really happy with them and I want to share them with you. So these pants are the exact same style and size and brand, just in different colors, and I've acquired them all secondhand this year. I'm going to show you some try-on clips of them as I talk through this, but they are a linen and viscose mix, so ding 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 on them being linen trousers. Now these pants are so incredibly comfortable. First of all, the fabric is nice and soft, a linen and viscose mix, very nice, very soft, but I also just like how they sit. They're high-waisted, but they're not clinging in any way, they're not like digging in anywhere, and with the elastication in the back, they have a little bit of give. I could possibly have worn a smaller size, but this is the size I went for, the size I found first of all, and I'm really happy with it because I feel like they will both grow and potentially shrink with me if I change size a little bit. I think they're gonna fit me at a few different sizes. So the story of these pants and how they made it into my wardrobe and my thought process behind getting 5 pairs is something I want to share with you. So I first found the dark blue pair on Vinted and I loved them. I loved the color. I thought that they looked really comfortable. The color was something that was going to go well with a lot of stuff in my wardrobe and a direction I want to take my wardrobe in. And I ordered them off of Vinted and then they didn't arrive. The postal service said that they did, but they did not show up, and so me and the seller talked and I filed a complaint. They were really nice, the seller was really nice, but I filed a complaint through Vinted and then I sent in some stuff, the seller sent in some stuff, and in the end Vinted ruled that, well, the postal service said that they arrived, so you'll be charged for these. And it wasn't a high sum, it was fine. The seller offered to reimburse me and I was like, no, you've done your thing, you shouldn't lose money on this, it's fine. But I was a bit annoyed that they didn't show up. Then I went secondhanding in a store I go to with some frequency and I found these pants in green. And I really like that color green. I have a couple t-shirts in that green or a very similar green. I have a turtleneck in a very similar green. I have a skirt in a similar green. Like, it's a green that I really like and a color I wouldn't have gone for a couple years ago or a few years ago, but now I really do enjoy it. I tried them on because, again, I hadn't tried the blue ones on because they didn't show up. Tried them on, loved them. They were long, they fit me really nice, they were really comfortable, they were a good price, and so I got them. But I didn't give up hope on the dark blue ones. And so in July, I discovered that they were available on Sellpy, which is an online secondhand store here in Sweden, in the Nordic countries, in parts of Europe. I don't really know how wide it is, but it's sort of like ThredUp, I'd say, if you've heard of that. The way I've interpreted that ThredUp is. And I found the dark blue ones, and they were pricey. They were a lot more expensive than they were on Vinted and than they'd been in the store when I found them there, but I really wanted them. At this point I tried on the green ones, I knew I really liked the fit of them, I wanted the dark blue ones, and so I splurged. And was it worth the money? Yes, because I really like the trousers. Have I since seen them cheaper on Vinted? Pretty sure I have. But I was very happy to get them. They were a nice fit. And I think then I also realized that the fit was slightly different. I don't know how much any of these 5 pairs have been worn prior to me getting them, but with them being a viscose blend, they do need to be stretched after they've been washed. and whoever had the black ones did not do that. So I am about to wash them. I haven't washed them yet. I've just worn them like twice and they arrived clean, so I didn't feel a need to wash them. But when I do, I will make sure to truly really stretch them and hope that they lengthen just a little bit. And then came the thought of, how many other colors were these made in? Because I now had 2 pairs. I really like the fit of them. I really like the color of them. And I just wanted to know how many more I could collect. And I'm not really a collector as such. I'll get into my thought process about that a little bit later. But it was just what other colors were they made in? Can I find them? Would they work with my wardrobe? And these were made by a brand called Lindex. We have them here in Sweden. I think they exist in several other countries as well. And I have bought from them before. I don't really buy new anymore, but I have bought from them in the past. I bought underwear from them in recent years. Like, it's a store that still exists. And I had no idea if these pants were made this year or 5 years ago, but I took the plunge. I took pictures of all the inside labels of the green pants that I had, all the numbers and stuff and the material blend and everything, and I sent them an email. And I was like, hi, this is a bit of a strange question, but I have found these pants and I really like them, and I would like to know which colors they were made in so I can keep hunting for them in the secondhand markets. And I didn't really expect a reply because I thought that was a bit of a weird request to ask from a pretty big brand to go, hey, I want to buy something from you secondhand that you don't have anymore. And I thought their customer service might not want to help with that, and that they would rather go, oh, but we have these this year. These are a linen pant we have this year. And boy, was I wrong, because I got a very nice email back telling me that they had 2 different versions of these trousers made. One that came, they were one number off in the article number or whatever, and they were made in black, pink, light blue, and dark green. And so 3 of the colors were for one of the numbers and 2 of the colors on the other one, but they are the same pant, same trousers. And I was so thankful to them for applying. And thus began the rest of the hunt. Now, I was a bit on the fence about the 3 colors I hadn't gotten at that point. I was a bit on the fence about the pink, because I do have my favorite pair of pants, my linen and cotton pink trousers that I got a couple years ago at this point, a couple summers ago, 3 years ago. I don't know, a while ago, and I love them, and they are my favorite pair of pants, and they are just the best. And so I was like, do I need the pink ones of these kinds? Because I have the best pants ever that no pants can ever top. Do I need a second pair of pink? And in the end, I was like, well, I love them so much. They do work real well with my wardrobe, and if one of the pairs are in the wash, I can use the other one, kind of thing. Did I need them? Definitely not, but I decided to try to find them. As for the light blue ones, I think I was the most on the fence about those because they were so much lighter in color than the other ones. The hot pink ones are a couple of shades off from my other pink ones, but the blue and the green and the pink in general are that brightness that I really like, that I have a lot of other colors for, and also I do have a lot of that kind of blue and green and pink in my wardrobe, and I like mixing them together. The light blue was a bit of an outlier because it was so much lighter, but I really liked the pants, and I guess part of it became a completionist mindset, which again I'll get to in a moment, and I wanted to try to find them. As for the black ones, I recently made this video in which I said that black is not a neutral in my wardrobe, and if I was going to go back and not get one of these pairs, I think it would be the black ones. Partly because they are shrunken, and I don't know yet if they will stretch. Partly because they are black and, like I've said, not really a color in my wardrobe, or not really a neutral, not really a color that I use a lot of in my wardrobe. And thirdly, because I have this pair of black pants that I also got this year, which are very different in both fabric feel, in the fit. They have the decorative buttons, well, not decorative, there are actually pockets there, shocker, I know, and they have these florals in the fabric. They're very different. And do I need 2 pairs of black pants? I don't know. But as you can tell, I did end up getting the 3 remaining colors that I did not have, and I got all of them in September. I got the pink ones off of Vinted. I found the light blue ones in the same store and for the same price as I'd found the dark green ones earlier in the year. And then I got the black ones off of Vinted as well, where I ordered them and then the seller couldn't find them, and so they annulled the order, and then they went, oh wait, I found them, and then they uploaded them again, and then I bought them again, which, like, I only paid for them once, and then they were shipped, and then they arrived. So it's been a bit of an up and down trying to get all these pairs, and now that some time has passed and I've had them for a few months, I am really happy that I got them. I am very excited to keep wearing these over many years, hopefully, to come. The problem is that they are a linen and viscose blend, which is not a problem. I'm very happy that they are a linen and viscose blend, but having found these 5 pairs, plus one more pair, not in this video, and some other pairs, I've had a lot of luck with trousers this year, okay? But getting these 5 pants in the summer / early fall, September was still relatively warm, and just being like, oh my god, I have such good trousers now. I am set. I love them. They're great. And then now we're in the cold months, and linen and viscose isn't the warmest fabrics in the world. It has meant that I'm not really able to wear them a lot now that it's gotten colder. It's November 30th when I'm filming this, and I haven't worn them a lot in recent weeks, in the past month and a half, I'd say, and it's been fine. I have other trousers I can wear. I'm currently wearing these checkered ones, really cool, but I do wish that they would work a little bit better year round. But that is not the fault of the trousers, that's the fault of the fabric makeup, and it's not really a fault, it's just that they're not built for this season. I did, however, wear the pink ones just the other day when I went to see Wicked for Good. I wore the hot pink ones with a green turtleneck because pink goes well with green, or green goes well with pink, however the quote goes. And then I layered the pants because it was a pretty cold day. I layered the pants with some like bike shorts underneath and some really tall socks so that I had more of a solid layer underneath, a warmer layer underneath. Could I wear these just with tights underneath? Yes, I could, but that to me is such a sensory nightmare. I hate tights, like stockings, under pants. It's just horrible. Tight stockings on their own with a dress or skirt, perfectly fine. Put a pair of pants on top? No thank you. So like I said, I am happy that I got all 5 colors. I think that I will get a lot of wear out of these trousers in my wardrobe. The black probably the least, but it is what it is. I still like them, and I really like the other colors. And having the light blue ones now in my collection, I've been seeing them in real life with other things in my wardrobe. They do definitely work, but I don't yet think that they are as versatile as the hot pink and dark blue and green ones are for me in my wardrobe and with what I have and what I wear. But I want to play around with that more because I do definitely think I have so many things I could wear those light blue ones with. I think the light blue ones are the ones that will look best with white button downs, which we know I love. Now I want to talk a little bit about the completionist side of this, the fact that I got all 5 pairs, and also what I would have done if there had been more colors. It was really fun to go on this hunt and try to find them in all the colors, and that feels a little bit silly, and it feels a little bit overconsumptionist-y, over-consumer-y. You get what I mean. And I don't know where I would have drawn a line for this. Should I have drawn a line at 2 pairs or 3 pairs and not gotten the light blue and the black because I was uncertain about those? Maybe not the pink ones either because I have my other pink ones. If they would have been made in 12 colors, would I have gone looking for all 12? I don't know because I like the fit so much. They're such comfortable pants in my wardrobe. I wanted the variation of having multiple colors now that I knew that they came in multiple colors. However, would I have gotten them if they came in a brown? Would I have gotten them if they came in a grey? I don't know. I could see myself having gotten them in like a yellow and an orange and like other bright colors like that. Would I have gotten them in a light pink? A light green? I don't know. I'm not saying it's neutrals versus colors. I think it's more brightness compared to lightness and black. I don't know. I don't think it was necessary for me to get all 5 pairs. Now that I have them, I am very glad that I do, and I do intend to keep wearing them for as long as I'm able to. And like I said, I think they will fit me even if my size fluctuates a bit. And I am kind of wishing that they would have made them in an orange or a yellow or another fun bright color, maybe a red. I'm not really into a lot of red. I'm wearing red today, I know, but red is not a very prominent color in my wardrobe. Though I do have a few things. It's a bit like the green. It's growing on me a bit over the years. But in regards to the sort of completionist mindset, I knew there were 5. I ended up getting 5. Is perhaps a bit extreme. I don't tend to shop like that, partly because most of the shopping I do, especially in recent years, has been thrifting. And yes, this time around I emailed the original place, the original brand, and went, hey, did you make any more colors that I can find? But usually I just find sort of one-offs. I find this shirt and I really like it, and I don't ask if they also made it in a green or a blue or a pink. This is the first time I have done that, and I do have another pair of pants that I also got this year from a different brand where I'm tempted to do the same thing because, again, such good pants, but I don't know yet if I will. And back when I was consuming fast fashion, I don't think I did. I've really been trying to think, did I get the same thing in multiple colors? And I don't think I did. The one thing I can think of that I did that with were these spaghetti strap tank tops that I got from Primark. I got them 11 years ago. I got 2 black ones and 1 beige one, so like not very exciting in terms of color, though I guess I was dressing a bit more neutrally back then in terms of color. But I got those to be a base layer to layer with, and I got them in those 2 colors. I might have also had a white at some point, and they lasted me for like 8+ years, even though I washed them very regularly. And I got them because they were good basic, they were comfortable, they weren't anything special or fancy, they just worked well to be layered with, and that's exactly what I wanted. But as far as I can remember, that is the only time in my 32 years of life that has happened. It was not something that we did when I was a kid. I can't recall having done it any other time in my 32 years of life, but I'm really happy I did it this time. I will say an exception to the never having done it is socks. This is my favorite kind of sock. I have these in turquoise, purple, orange, yellow, and pink because they're great socks. But I don't really feel like socks count. Socks are not clothes in the same way to me. But even if I haven't gotten the exact same item in multiple colors, don't we all do this a little bit anyway? Or am I just outing myself right now? What I mean by this is outfit formulas, items that we like. I love midi dresses. I have many midi dresses. I like florals, so I have multiple things that are floral. I like dresses that button down the front, so I've gotten multiples of those. I like big oversized button downs that I can wear as a layering piece, so I've gotten multiple of those. I like white button downs. You see where I'm going. So even though it's not a, ooh, if I like it, I'll get it in a different color, which is what's been going through my head, that sort of TikTok, Instagram sound has been going through my brain as these trousers were acquired. Even though that's not usually what I do, that I find the one thing and then I get that one thing, the exact same one thing in multiple colors, I do it with my style in general. It's like, oh, I like oversized shirts. I'll get another oversized shirt in a different color. Even if one is corduroy and one is flannel and one is, you know, if they're different in that way, it's still the thing of, I like it, so I'll get another one. And I thought that was worth mentioning. So to wrap up, I do think that I didn't need all 5 pairs of pants. I mean, I definitely didn't need all 5 pairs of pants. And now in the cooler months, they are less useful because of the fabric and the cold not really meshing well. But I am glad that I have them. I look forward to wearing them a few more times throughout the winter. I hope that I'll be able to layer them, or just wear them around the house where I don't need to be as warm because our house is warmer than the outside is typically. And then to style them again and again and again come summertime, spring and summer again. And I do think that all of them have a place in my wardrobe. Physically, they all do fit in my wardrobe, but I do think that I can make all of them work. The black ones, again, are the ones I'm the most on the fence about, but I'll make them work. But that is all I have for you today. I would love to hear in the comments down below if you think it's crazy that I've gotten 5 pairs of the same pants, just in different colors. And I would love to hear what your take on what I've said is. Do you get multiples of the same exact item, just in different colors or different patterns? Or do you agree with my thesis that even if you don't get the exact same item from the same brand, same size, same everything, you still get multiples of items that you like, just maybe from different brands and different colors and different prints or whatever? I would love to hear that in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I will stop rambling now and be back with another video soon, so I hope to see you then. Bye!